Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In today's video we are talking about Keep 25. We'll discuss the required buildings and resource costs. We're going to talk about the unlocked buildings and features for Keep 25. We're going to think ahead to future keep levels, and I will provide my general recommendations and commentary for this stage of development. First off, the building requirements. We have Walls 24 and Academy 24 that are required to make your Keep 25. The Academy is something that you should have been working on anyway, so it shouldn't come as a big surprise or anything. And the walls are like an every upgrade kind of thing, so nothing here too surprising. The resource requirements are increasing, but not too crazy until we get to level 30. So we are looking at 28.2 million food, 36 million wood, 37 million stone, and 36 million ore for just the keep. If we throw in the other two buildings in there, the costs are going to go up quite a bit. We're at 55 million food, 69 million wood, 70 million stone, and 69 million ore. In terms of unlocked buildings and unlocked features, there's really nothing at Keep 25. I figured there should be. I mean, 25 is a nice number. I would expect something around there, but it seems like Evony likes to do it every 10 keep levels or so. So that's why you see a whole lot at 11, you see a whole lot at 21, and I guess 30 breaks my rule, but we'll see a bunch there too. Okay, thinking ahead to future keep levels, we have Watchtower, which also includes Farm 25, and those are required for Keep 26. We have Rally Spot 26, which also includes Army Camp 26, which will be required for Keep 27. We have Art Hall 27, required for Keep 28. And we have Research Factory 28, which also includes Hospital 28, which we haven't seen in a while. And that will be required for Keep 29. So a lot of these buildings have extra requirements that are kind of hidden in the background, but it's nice to be aware of them ahead of time so you can work on those as you go. Okay, so in this video, because we don't have any unlocked buildings and features, I want to talk about an important change that is coming up to your gameplay. So if you've been following my strategy so far, then you have not had to bubble and you're not producing resources. You're producing resources, but not an extreme amount of resources. You're getting a large amount of your resources from boss chests and claiming quests and that sort of thing. So you don't really have to worry so much about in-city production just yet. That's about to change. You're about to get to a point where the costs of buildings and the time required for buildings are really going to be increasing very, very rapidly. So you need to really start to work on your in-city production. And because we're going to be working on our in-city production, you're going to get to a point where you're going to be producing much more quickly than you'll be able to spend, which means that the warehouse protected limit that we've been working under, that threshold there, is going to be insufficient for the future. So we're going to have to change our playstyle a little bit, but it's not going to be just yet. It's just something to be aware of. You will eventually start to have to bubble, and you will be producing a lot more resources, and that's why you have to bubble, because you got to protect them. So path number one is to work on your, when I say path number one, that's the people that are following this to the letter, where you're not bubbling, you're focusing on bosses and boss chests and that sort of thing. If you are under path number one, then what you should be doing is starting to work on in-city resource tiles during non-consumption events. And I don't mean get them maxed out. I'm just saying that if it's not consumption event, where you are in the consumption event that is resource cost, then you don't want to be dumping all of your resources into expensive buildings, because now they're getting expensive. So you want to be spending your resources at the correct times. But resource tiles that are very low level, they don't cost a whole lot. So I would say if you have resource tiles that are 10, 15 or whatever, just queue them, don't speed them up if you're not in that resource consumption event. So just queue them, let them tick, keep all three active, and you'll very gradually work up your in-city production, but it won't cost you a whole lot of resources and it won't cost you speed ups. and you won't, and you'll be setting yourself up for success later. So that is when you're not in that resource consumption event. When you are in the resource consumption event, you want to knock out a few keep levels at once. So hopefully you can get, like, if this is the keep 25 video right now, you should be planning to do keep 25, 26, and maybe even 27 all at once, and the required buildings in that one resource consumption event, because you're going to get the rewards, which include a whole bunch of speed ups and resource chests and stuff. And it's going to be a lot more efficient with those returns. Now, if you're path number 2, and path number 2 is where you maybe aren't in the a great alliance that runs a lot of bosses, so you've been having to do things for yourself, and you've been having to build cavalry to run bosses and so on. And as a result, you've also had to bubble and keep yourself bubbled to protect your investments. If you are in that kind of situation, then hopefully you've been taking my recommendation from several keep levels ago, back in keep 11, where I said you should be working on your resource tiles and making sure in-city production is fantastic. So assuming your production is stable, you want to build up your tavern and your stables to max level. And the reason you want to be doing that is, of course, because you're going to be running bosses and you want to get those upper tier of troops so that you can be more efficient in running those bosses. And also because the tavern is going to be a source of generals pretty soon that you're going to want to tap into and get some good generals there. Okay, that's about it for my recommendations and commentaries. So I'm going to conclude this video with a thank you to subscribers, to channel members, and everybody supporting the Miser's Guide to Evony. Thank you very much for being a supporter. If you do want to become a channel member as well, click the join button on just below this video, and you can check out what perks are available to you. All right, I will see you in the next one.